don't be mistaken. This video is more than how I managed to get ahead of 99% of players and become immortal. This is a redemption story. A story of a man that found the courage to play despite dropping 5 ranks. Overcoming imposter syndrome by playing like a literal madman. Then after that, finding an Immortal 3 player to take me under his wing to teach me what it meant to be a top rated player. And through the midst of it, putting what I learned to the test by going through the rank to ringer and using that pressure to become a diamond. This video has a lot of hype moments, as well as nuggets of wisdom that has truly changed me as a person, and I think anyone at any rank could see the merit in the experience I've documented in this video, leading to a storyline that shows the rise and fall and rise again of a boy with the impossible goal of hitting Radiant. Starting with the first challenge, turning the Immortal rank, the previous peak of my career, into my standard. Going from Immortal to Diamond 3 definitely wasn't on my bucket list. My feelings of being a fraud were the strongest they've ever been. But there was another thing on that bucket list. And if this didn't happen, I don't know if I ever would have made it out of my downward spiral of trying to live up to the name of...
DDoshi.
Huh?
You're the YouTube guy, right?
At my lowest point, I got recognized in game. I was expecting to be ridiculed, become the butt of the team's jokes, maybe get called wash as the cherry on top. I was expecting all of that, but what I didn't expect was this.
Where's the Immortal in you, DDoshi? I know you're better than this.
I'm sorry to disappoint you, but I'm not that guy anymore. This could have just been me. But when I said that, he turned on his mic, but didn't say anything. It was like he was truly speechless to what I just said. But as I thought the encounter was over, with me disappointing another soul...
I don't think you're washed, you just need to get your confidence up.
When he said that, something clicked in me. If this random person can have faith in me at my absolute lowest, why can't I? This viewer, he didn't know what I was going through, where I've been, who I lost, but he was still showing forgiveness that I have yet to give myself. And it was in that moment, I finally found the courage to move forward with what I was entrusted with. A week later, I hit Ascendent 2 again, but something was off. I hit it easily, but it was almost too easily. Since I struggled to get out of Diamond for 5 months, I was very skeptical on how I even got out in the first place, but I knew someone that had the answer to that question, and I needed to find him at the Tree of Everlasting Elo. Just because you play Valorant doesn't mean you'll rank up. You need to be deliberate with what you do, consistent, and also be prepared to learn and take inspiration from anywhere, because you never know what thing could be the game changer for you. It literally could be anything. If you don't take anything but one thing from this video, I want it to be that. Regardless, all of what I'm saying could totally be useless without this one thing. It's not enough to just hit Immortal. I needed to become the 1%. What I needed was...
I was wondering when you were gonna stop by, DDoshi.
You said you had the answer, Sage Man Mazepti.
Energy is such a volatile resource. We all put our eggs into our techniques, when the thing that moves us as humans is our own perception of ourselves.
What are you trying to say?
I'm saying that the real reason you lost your rank, was because you didn't make it a part of your identity.
How do I even do that?
Luckily for you, it's simple. It may not be easy, but it is simple. You need to work so hard that it distinguishes any doubt in your mind that you aren't the man you say you are. Once you do that, you'll be on the first step to create miracles.
Luckily for you guys, working hard is something I do best, and since we already know the outcome of this video, I'm not going to beat around the bush about it. This is the training regimen that I did that made me believe that I could hit the 1%. And it all starts with a shimmy static benchmark on Kovacs. And at first glance, it may seem like a simple aiming playlist. But you know, on some level, it is. Here are the categories: directional shooting, pressure shooting, micro flicking, and flick stabilization. But I did add something small. So small in fact that some people might be able to write it off. But I believe that this 1% adds all to the difference of the mentality between the 1% and everybody else.
Listen, DDoshi, everything an average player does on a scale 1 through 10. A top player does on a scale 1 through 20, or at least in what you're trying to do a more effective 10.
I started putting an obsessive amount of focus on how straight each flick was, which sounds really underwhelming, but this was all in accordance to one giant puzzle. So that being said, I knew jumping on Kovacs was going to be a good start, but now it was time to really start thinking outside the box.
Sometimes top players won't even do stuff from 1 to 10, they might even try things from A to Z.
What? How does that work?
You tell me, you can compete with anyone, you just need to expand your mind and get creative.
And I had an idea, and that idea was to play CSGO again. I did 2 free-for-alls and 1 full CSGO match. This helped with my gunplay as well as refining my core mechanics of first-person shooters. So after that shabackle is over, I actually log into Valorant. I do classic warm-up stuff, and after that I play deathmatch until I win. Sometimes it takes me 3, sometimes it takes me 14. And yes, it's intense, but given the outcome of the video, I think it was worth it. Did I do the regimen every day for the entire 2 months of grinding? No. If you want me to be honest, I only did it for a week, because the goal was just to give me confidence, and confidence I did get. Thoughts were racing while these games passed, trying to get out of Ascendant 2.
Come back, did you
I
quit
get
YouTube?
comments every other week wondering when I'm coming
It has
back.
been 6 months, come back king.
How long is it going to take for me to feel like I'm in control of my future? Maybe I'll never feel that control, but there's one thing I won't do ever again, and that's lose faith in myself. To dance in your darkest moments, even if no one's watching. That's what it means to be an egoist. And for the first time in a very long time, I felt like a winner again. I had a sense of foreboding that I was a few steps away from a major breakthrough, because I had no doubt I was working hard, but now it was time to figure out what it meant to be a top-rated player, and I knew just how to go about it. Or should I say, whom? Meet Cord. Cord is really good.
Let's go, dude! I'm shaking my ass for that, dude! I'm twerking, baby!
Peaking at a rating of Immortal 3, he takes the image of the standard Immortal player and transcends it. That might be some glaze, I'm not even gonna lie. But we're not gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about how he agreed to play with me and show me a glimpse of high elo gameplay so I can learn firsthand what separates a low rated Immortal player from an Immortal 3 player. Which led to a surprise guest, an appearance that makes their debut on my wake-up game to Ascendant 3.
Hey, doesn't Astra's voice sound familiar?
One's going heaven on you. Be careful.
It's
Oh my god, it's
Kyedae.
Kyedae. What is she doing here? It's like 4 o'clock in the morning.
Think of it as a trail run. You keep getting better, you'll meet all sorts of players.
He does have a point. We may be the same rank right now, but the difference in experience is more than simply overwhelming. To have her on my team alone is insane, but why stop there? How cool would it be if I impressed her as well as the thousands of people watching her? Wait, this DDoshi guy is looking pretty good. Oh man, I can already hear the cheers now. Wait. Oh, Cord. He's not gonna give me that spotlight so easily. Will I be able to outshine such a prestigious player and impress Kyedae? There's only one way to find out. On the 3rd round, as I try yet again to make the impossible possible. Cause I gotta get the clip, man. I gotta, man. I just have to. It was a 3v5. Me, Cord, and Kyedae. If there was any time for my presence to be known, it'd be right now. I should wingman heaven and stop and shoot! I was a step behind the enemy. If it wasn't for Kyedae, I could have been killed. The Deadlock ult is a potent force, but a lot like a raised rocket. You're the most vulnerable when you're trying to find an angle to clear with it. Your movements become easier to read, as well as your movement speed drops. I need to give him space to breathe. Just like that, this 3v5 became officially winnable. Alright, so Cord's good. Where's Kyedae? Crap, it's down to a 2v3. Wait, it's down to a 2v3. I can still kill them all and take the spotlight, but he's in so much more of an active angle than I am. If I could just make it stairs, I'll be able to
Hostile down. Nice. Over there.
One enemy remaining.
It's 2v1.
Spike down B.
Dang. He really is something else. It was a brutal reminder between the haves and the have-nots.
Nice, Deadlock.
If you don't take the spotlight, someone else will. This is the brutal world
Okay.
of competition.
I see you. Shit.
Damn, watch out, Tens.
Even though I took a major L by not being able to impress Kyedae, my time spent with Cord wasn't empty-handed, because I learned two major things that separated top players from everybody else. That's right, the science behind this monstrous gap was right between our fingertips. And I will say it's quite the curveball. You see, a decent player knows how to raise their own skill level, but it takes a great player to raise the skill level of the players around him. Cause through the hundreds of games I've played, there are a lot of instances where players actually make you perform worse. As I'm running away from getting a kill cat, I realized that Brimstone isn't holding the walkout A, and it was only until I made it backstairs that I realized that I could have been tapped an eternity ago, which is already bad, but not the worst part. What you guys are about to see is the reason why Ascendant 3s are Ascendant 3s and Immortals are Immortals.
I'll play marker.
Brimstone starts looking where I'm looking. This one move makes things so much more awkward for every party involved. You see, energy is a volatile resource. All the energy that could have been used just focusing on hitting my shot is now delegated to holding two angles at once. Because as I was holding A main, I wasn't thinking about my crosshair placement. What I was thinking about is, oh my god, Cat's open. But if I look away right now, I could get peeked from A main. But since Brim's looking away from Cat, even though he shouldn't, doesn't that mean I should start looking into Cat? And as my decision making becomes foggier, an enemy doesn't just emerge, but shift walks past my crosshair. We managed to win this round, but regardless, stuff like that is just unacceptable. And once you notice it, you won't be able to unnotice it. But it did make me realize something. Valorant is a game of connection, a collaborative art that focuses on defining and redefining roles and dynamics. And if that's the case, I truly am at the bottom of the bottom. I'm not good enough to get a team that's consistently willing to collaborate with me, but I'll get there in this final stretch to the promised lands. Okay. And thus the journey of 90RR to Immortal was a go. I was really starting to adapt to my elo. I started turning mistakes from my clueless teammates into trap plays.
Oh my god, I love you.
Holy shit, he almost got you.
These guys are genuinely shocked at what was going on in the game. Playing an Ascendant elo, it's like your teammate poking a bear and pushing you in front of its rampage. It was incredibly tilting.
That's a body.
21.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
Jesus Christ. That's probably the most I could have
21.
lost anyway. That's... Damn.
Enemy. Last player standing.
Out of charges.
I think you should start grading it across.
Nice.
You have a
Don't
one
call
way
it.
for this.
Don't call it a comeback. Don't call it a
can
comeback.
one-way
He
it.
never left.
Wait, jeez. Oh, this might be an overpick.
Yay!
This climb is so tedious. Why do I play this game?
It gets easier.
Huh?
Every day it gets a little easier, but you gotta do it every day.
Yeah?
That's the hard part. But it does get easier.
I was making change on $1's time. I needed to maintain a 66% win rate if I wanted to see the red. Every game felt like a comeback or a case of damage control. But I had to stay strong and believe that I had the essence to be the top 1%. And for the first time, I felt like a winner again.
It's
Oh my
Kyedae.
god, it's
This
Kyedae. Climb is so tedious. Why do I play this game? All of our battles. For the people trying to get where I'm at, this rank isn't a byproduct of this game I played, but the 200 hours I put in before to get in this position. Anyone's capable of learning what I've learned and apply it, but it was a result of the hours I put in that allowed me to lose my Immortal rank shortly after this game, drop to Ascendant 1, but gain it all back fully by solo queuing. All because I believed, not that I was immortal, but I had the ability to even reach Radiant. Become what you envision so you can be the change that you want to see in the world. DDoshi, signing out. Later. Goodbye.